Story time. Guys, everybody criticizes or critiques somebody else. But you may have not known this, but there's a particular right way to do it. Let's say not right or wrong, let's just say a more effective, a more positive, impactful way to critique another person on what they're doing. So, check it out. Me and my friend Annie, shout out to Annie, we're having, lunch at a local restaurant called Liberty Hound here in Buffalo, New York. Check them out. They're pretty good by the waterfront. Anyways, so as we're eating, I see a young boy and his father. The young boy's playing with his father's face like, and his dad does not look into it at all. Right? Now I understand the kid, he's playing with his dad, trying to get his attention because that's what children want, is attention from their fathers, their mothers, right? So the dad stops the kid and says, "Stop doing that. You're bothering me." The kid immediately stops, goes over around the table, sits in his chair. And I'm like, now I ain't got no kids, but I got a lot of nieces and nephews. Shout out to my nieces and nephew, Blake, Sanice, Luna, Anderson, and soon to be little baby girl. Shout out to y'all. But I'm like, I tell Annie, I'm like, yo, Annie, there was a better way that dad could have said that to the kid. How? Instead of saying, "You're bothering me," that means you are telling him as a whole person, his whole identity, his whole person is a bothersome thing, right? And a lot of people internalize that. AKA, the kid might be like, "Yo, what's wrong with me? Like, dad don't want to play with me. Dad thinks I'm bothering him. Like, maybe I shouldn't seek his attention anymore," right? Now, that may or may not be happening inside the little boy's mind. But it could. What the father could have done, right, is simply go, "Hey, son, the motion that you're doing in front of my face is bothering me. I want you near me, but not doing that thing." Or something along the lines of that, right? The best way to criticize is to criticize the act, not the person. Because a person can change the act, but it's very difficult to change themselves. You see what I'm saying? If someone says, "I don't like that you are not on time," "I don't like that you are, you're always late," right? You will never be on time, right? You're putting that act in them as their identity instead of saying the act, "Hey, be more timely," versus "You are just not a timely person." Those are two different things. One person's like, "Well, that's just how I am. That's who I am, so I can't change that." Instead of, "Oh, this is something I can change. It's not who I am. It's just something I did." Two different mindsets. So the next time you're criticizing someone or you're being criticized by someone else, remember, or think to yourself, if they're criticizing you, ask yourself, are they criticizing me and my identity, or are they criticizing an action? Right? So as to not internalize it into your identity. And if you're going to criticize somebody else, criticize the action, not the person. And if you want a good resource, there's tons online, but I'm going to be putting out way more of these because y'all, we need to change our language and how we speak to people. Trust me, it'll be a lot better. Quality of life, quality of relationship, quality of your communication will just level up. You know what I'm saying? So let me know in the comments below. Or, you could DM me, whatever. If you understand what I'm saying, if you've done that to people, if people have done it to you. But anyways, criticize the act, not the person.